Yes, I know it's not St. Patrick's Day yet, but I have to work St. Patrick's Day. I'm on vacation this week though, to the 13th. So figure get a couple beer reviews in this week. I only have about seven. Actually, after this one, I only have about four Irish beers left. So party's over after this. So yeah, well, let's get that turned down. Welcome to the Spitter Swallow Beer Reviews annual St. Patty's Day Drink and Fight Fest, or Drink and Fight Irish Drink and Fight Fest. You got to put the Irish in there. Of course, St. Patty's should insinuate that, but you never know. I'm doing Wexford. You can't see that because it's a green can. If I hold it up over here, though, yeah, it looks about perfect. Wexford's original Irish style cream ale. Beer Advocate gives this one a 78. It's brewed by Green King and Moreland Brewery, which is out of England, United Kingdom, exact town or area, Suffolk, England. And ABV is, I believe, 4.8% ABV. And some notes on Beer Advocate. Based on traditional Irish recipe from County Wexford that dates back to 1810, we use only the best ingredients to ensure that our Wexford Ale has a smooth, mellow creaminess we believe you will enjoy. Yeah, we'll see. But let's get into it. Let's pour it. It is a draft or nitro. So, oh, that popped open like it was an Irish Christmas almost. Definitely a creamy look pouring it out. Almost like a cream soda color, maybe a little bit lighter, quite a bit lighter actually, but we'll see how it looks in the can once all that head. What's that called? Cascade? Is that actually Cascade? Yeah, it's Cascade. I don't know if you can tell on there, but definitely Cascading. I just made a wave in the Cascade though. But yeah, look at that. Looks nice. Kind of a buttery looking copper color to it, I guess. Of course, it looks darker on my screen, but I don't know if you can see that with the light there, but looks pretty nice, especially on this side of the glass. You should see my side. Yeah, Jefferson had to leave. I guess he's eating dinner. He has to tend to his woman. The good thing with Jammer Fan and his woman is she'll let him get on here, do a couple of reviews, and then she's my type of woman. I mean, she'll let him, okay, yeah, go ahead and do a review. It's time to eat. Get off. Come on. I need a woman to let you loose a little bit on the leash, but strong enough to pull you back, too. So shout out to her. She's a good Irish woman. Yeah, so look at that. Head's retaining about a finger head. Smells creamy. I'm not even sure what you would say on that tone of that smell is. I would say a little caramel, a little toffee, a little sweetness, but there's I don't know how to explain that sour smell that I pick up. It's sometimes you get it in like Murphy's if it's on draft, actually. Maybe a slight hop character in there, perhaps. But mostly it's just a smooth caramel toffee, a nice creamy smell, doughy cream, I don't know, sourdough type. I don't know how to explain that part of it. But anyhow, I'm ready to get in. Let's do it. Sláinte. Yeah, pretty good. A nice toffee, caramel, creaminess, maybe a very, very light hop in there. And what's weird is everything's in the middle, kind of nothing up front. As soon as it hits the middle and you start to swallow from that middle point, then you get those notes, and then it just kind of dissipates in the back end. But lingers a little bit there in the middle too, the aftertaste. Pretty good. I mean, I could drink a bunch of these, just the creaminess of it. It's not like super creamy, but it's just that nitro creaminess. That's a sign language for opening up a can of nitro, a can of whoop ass. Nitro whoop ass. Pretty good, pretty good. I was only going to do 3 beers and a shot of Jameson. I did a half shot of Jameson because when Jammer Fan jumped in, I was about to do one video for a shot of Jameson, and while I was setting that up and almost done, he said he wanted to jump in and had a beer. So I'm like, okay, well, let me grab a beer instead because I want to drink a shot and waiting for him to drink his beer. So changed the title, went back out, edited, changed the title, had to run down and get my beer. Figured I was going to drink a shot of Jameson. I did a half a shot. I don't want to go overboard. And now I don't feel like doing a review for a shot. So that's okay. I'm going to drink this. I might do one more beer. I'm not sure. I was going to record a couple of these too and just spread the videos out through the week since, I don't have that many Irish beers. We'll see. Maybe I could do a Jameson on the next one and then just drink a Murphy's behind it, just for talking, drinking and thinking points and all that kind of stuff. So I could do that. We'll see. Should have done the whiskey beforehand, though. Liquor before beer, have no fear. Beer before liquor, never sicker. That's an old expression, and I think it's true. But pretty good. I like this. Yeah. I'd like to go to Ireland, but I don't like flying for one thing. Plus, the money that you spend now, if I can get a really cheap flight and then somehow get some Airbnb over there or even knew somebody where I could stay with, I don't know her. There's one girl, I chat with her maybe 2 or 3 times, not intimately or anything, and not even that in-depth chat, karaoke website. She lives there. And matter of fact, when Jammer went there is when I was chatting with her. I said, my friend's coming over there. I was trying to hook Jammer up, actually. I got a friend coming over to Ireland. And I didn't have all the... She said, where's he going? And I didn't really have all the details. I should have got more details. Could have hooked Jammer up. That's back when Jammer was single. But yeah, I saw her on the karaoke website for the first time in years the other day, and I said, it's been a long time since I've seen you, Claire Bear. But maybe I should say, hey, I'm going to visit Ireland. Can I stay with you for about a week? That probably won't happen. Yeah, I looked in the mirror today, and I was like, you know what? Your good days are over. As soon as I hit 50... Well, before I hit 50, actually. But as soon as I hit 50, I was like, I'm not getting many girls as I used to, go out on dates with back in my 40s on these dating sites. And then over the past 3 years, I'm like, since then, I'm like, looking in the mirror, I'm like, you know what? Look at you. That's why you're not getting dates. The only way I'm going to get dates on these dating sites is these pictures, I'm going to have to... I don't have an expensive car, but I think I need to be out doing things, adventurous things, taking my picturing myself being adventurous. That's why I'm going to get these girls hitting me up. Plus, a lot of these dating sites you got to pay for now. Like one site of mine, you can only write one person a day every 24 hours. That doesn't help at all. I'm not paying for it. So that's. And then, of course, I'm on a couple of those ones where you swipe right, swipe left. Those things, you rarely match with somebody. Sometimes I'm swiping right. Then I finally match with somebody, but it's somebody I don't like. Anyhow, I think my dating days are over. It's just me, and I can't even go to Pornhub anymore because I got rid of it in South Carolina. I did find another one and get around that new law, but that's my girlfriend. My Pornhub was my new girlfriend for the past couple of years. Anyhow, I digress. Back to the beer. This beer is pretty good. I mean, I wouldn't be able to drink a bunch of these, but not bad. And it's only 4.5%. I thought, or 4.8%. I thought it was lighter. I thought it was like 4.2 or something. 4.8. I mean, not real strong or anyhow, but pretty good. I mean, we used to call this the Irish, and we still call it the Irish, or St. Paddy's Day Irish Drink and Fight Fest. But we used to get riled up. One time we did some beer reviews for the St. Paddy's Day's Irish Drink and Fight Fest. Let's get back to the beer. I'll go back to that story. Let's grade it. For what this is, an Irish Cream Ale. Beer Advocate actually, I didn't say what they consider it. What is it considered on Beer Advocate? I don't even know. My computer's frozen up, so I got 2 StreamYards open. I'm not sure how that happened. All right, let's go over here. Wexford Irish Cream Ale, Beer Advocate. Beer Advocate considers this just a regular cream ale. There's no such style as Irish cream ale. So it's a cream ale. It's pretty good for a cream ale. So that's awesome. Let's get the music back on. So for what this is, a cream ale, Irish style cream ale, I'll give it a straight up B plus and a swallow and a quarter. It's not bad. It's easy to drink. There you go. Sláinte. Now back to that story. I think it was our second St. Paddy's Day, St. Paddy's Irish Drink and Fight Fest is what we called it. It was the second annual one. I believe it was 2014. No, it had to be before that because I was still with my ex. So it had to be the first one, 2012. That was the first annual St. Paddy's Day Drink and Fight Fest. Me, Jammer, Slim joined us, and Ride Along Rob. And they brought their own 18-pack of Bud Light with them. Because, we had Irish beers. Had actually a couple Scottish wee heavy beers too, but we're splitting them. Some of them we had 2, some of them we had 1, but we're splitting between 4 of them. But we had about 14, 15 beers, split. Did all those, plus they were drinking their Bud Lights on the side in between the videos. And we decided to go to karaoke after we get done drinking all these Irish beers. And we're pretty tore up by that point, but my girlfriend decided she'll drop us off at the bar. It was only like probably about a half mile from my house, 3/4 of a mile. Drops us off. We get in there. Somehow me, Jammer, split from Ride Along Rob and Slim. And Jammer wants to leave. We did a couple shots there, a couple beers. Pretty well drunk, but I guess Ride Along Rob and Slim, from drinking the extra beer on the side, they were pretty hammered. And Jammer's like, let's go. Oh, Jammer drove. That's right. We drive back to my house so he could chill out, only a few blocks away from the bar. We get back there. My girlfriend's like, where's the other 2? Ride Along Rob and Slim. I'm like, shit, we didn't see them, so we left. Or matter of fact, one of them said they were walking home. They're going to walk home. That's what it was, because they left before us. They left about 5 minutes before it. Said they're going to walk. Okay. So she leaves to go find them. She says they're walking in the road, like no sidewalk in the road. This is in Florida. Kind of a semi-country road, but kind of a busy semi-country road. They're back and forth, swaying in the road. They're hammered. She picked them up. She finds them, drops them off. They probably lived probably about 2 miles away from the bar, I think. So she drops them off, comes back, tells us that story, and we were laughing about it. But God, it could have got hit by a car, and it would have been on us. So we were blessed on that St. Patty's Day that 2 of our friends weren't killed. But yeah, good stories, man. That's what beer brings. Good stories. Yeah, that was a great drinking fight fest there. But we didn't get any fights, but we just named it that. Yeah. Yeah, pretty good. We had a lot of good beers that night. We did a wee heavy ale that night that was like 14 or 15%. So I think that's when it did us all in. Even though we split it, but that was like the last beer we did. Good times, man. Good times. Pretty good, man. With something with this, it's got like a unique taste to it or something. It does have a little bit of a diacetyl. I should have said that earlier. It does have a little bit of a diacetyl. My computer's freezing up. What the hell's going on with this crap? Oh, well. We'll just leave it here. I don't know how I even got 2 StreamYards up. Hope I'm not doing 2 videos somehow. Hopefully the video's going through too. I don't even know if the video's going through. Shit. That would suck. Okay. I got 1 comment. Thanks for commenting, commentator. Okay, I can bring that up. I just can't switch tabs. Hey, Blue Cop Bear. What's up? You guys have St. Patrick's Day parades too? What's the drink and fight fest? Laugh out loud. All right, let me just pop them all up there. No, we don't actually fight. We've gotten some arguments before. We just named it that. The first year we did it back in 2012, we just named it to try to come up with a good name for the segment of doing some Irish beers, and made it our playlist also St. Patty's Day Drink and Fight Fest or something like that. But yeah, we never got to fight. A few arguments, maybe. Not much. Yeah, those are good old days. Yeah, we've been doing beer reviews since 2011, November of 2011. Yeah, so that first St. Patty's Day Fight and Drink Fest, more drinking and fighting, was March of 2012. Pretty good. It's pretty good. I mean, I've done this a couple times. It's a cream ale, so it's all right. Pretty good. I never had anything else by them. I don't even know what other kind of beers they have. It's the only one I've ever seen, but I can't switch my computer to look it up. My tabs are all frozen up for some reason. So far, the only beers I've seen by these guys here in the U.S. is this one and Old Speckled Hen. I'm sure they might have some other ones of these. Yeah. But nothing else in here rings a bell to me, but maybe somewhere in the country they might have it. They do have 2 versions of this. They have the regular cream ale and this one, the nitro. But I've only seen the nitro, so pretty good though. Nice beer. Yeah, I don't know why it's so big over here. let's see when it became. I mean, some parts of the country is bigger than others. Some people, yeah, it's. I think it's a dying trend though here in the U.S. I think back in the day, there's more Irish people or more full-blooded Irish. I think as the years are winding down, there's less Irish Americans, or instead of being full Irish, half Irish, quarter Irish, there's probably people starting to be like I myself. My great grandparents, my great grandparents were from Ireland on my mother's side, on her mother's side. So my grandmother's grandparents came from Ireland. Um, and then on my father's side, I'm not too sure about that, but my great grandparents on both sides, my great grandfather and my great grandmother were both first generation Americans. From their parents were both from Ireland, so now my mother's father's side are Italian. My father's grandfather's Italian on my mother's side, so my mother's like basically half Irish, half Italian. On my father's side, English, Irish, who knows what else? Such a Heinz 57 over there. But let's see. When did St. Patrick's Day kick off in the U.S.? 1737. The celebration was not Catholic in nature. Irish immigration to the colonies had been dominated by the Protestants back then. But that's when it started as a holiday. Awesome. But yeah, like I said, I mean, now where I lived in New York, back when I was a kid, I lived there until I was 15. But when I was a kid, there was a lot of Irish pubs around there. I remember being little tiny bars, different corners. I didn't live in a real big city, but they had a lot of bars in that city for being such a small city. And I remember even small little Irish pubs all over the place, little neighborhood bars, Yeah. Yeah, I need to do one of those DNA tests one of these days, or genetic history or whatever hell they call it. I think one of my cousins did it on my mother's side, but yeah, it's crazy. They used to have it when I was a kid. I remember they had a bus that went around on St. Patrick's Day, like for bar hopping, for people that went out drinking on St. Patrick's Day night, bar hopping. I guess it was a big drinking night or something. So they had these buses or taxis were free and everything like that night, back in those days. That was like in the 70s, early 80s. And what's really funny is I didn't even know the racist term. When I was a young kid, I heard the paddy wagon, which was the big police truck that they arrested people and threw them in. At paddy wagon even mean anything to me back then. I just thought, hey, paddy. I don't know why the hell they called it paddy, but paddy wagon was because that's when they threw the drunk Irish people in. It was a racist term for the big truck they threw people in, right? The old paddy wagon. Racist against Irish people. Well, that's nice. Yeah, I think here in the U.S. they should have a holiday the day after the Super Bowl because I think a lot of people get drunk during the Super Bowl, which is a Sunday night. So they should have a holiday the day after. That's the great thing about New Year's Day because the party is really New Year's Eve. So you're off New Year's Day. Some people are. So that's a great thing about New Year's Day. It's a good recovery day. Yeah, I didn't see that one. Yeah. I guess it depends over here in the U.S. where you're at. Matter of fact, when I lived in Florida at one time, my main bar I used to go to, St. Patrick's Day, you go in there, it was like just a regular night. So my brother actually, more friends with the bartender than I was, he got her to like, hey, I mean, this is years and years and years I was going there. They never did nothing special on St. Patrick's Day, but he talked to her, hey, you should, put some decorations up or something St. Patrick's Day, or get the food coloring out, green beer, all that kind of stuff. And she finally did it, and it was great. Like, wow, now it feels like St. Patrick's Day. Yeah. It wasn't an Irish bar, but I don't think they had too many. There was some high, the higher end, the chain type Irish restaurant bars or whatever. I didn't like going to those places. I would really love to find a good Irish pub that's ran by Irish people. Second, third generation at least. That'd be fun. Yeah, well, I'm probably going to do it for this one. I thank you for watching, Mr. Blue Cop Bear. That's a hard name to say. Don't forget to subscribe and comment. Hey, and this will do it probably for this one. I don't know if I'm going to come back on. Jammer Fan was on earlier. Said he might come back, but I just don't. I think the 3 beers and the half shot of Jameson I did earlier, I think I might be done for the day. Wow. Hey. Oh, that's cool. That's cool. Yeah, my cohort, not Jammer Fan, but Jammer, the original Jammer, he doesn't like Jameson. He prefers Tullamore Dew or Bushmill, I think is the other one. He really likes Tullamore Dew. Tullamore Dew. There. Probably saying that wrong. I don't mind Jameson. I think it has a nice, distinct taste to it. Plus, my brother, God rest his soul, that was his favorite Irish whiskey. So I usually don't drink it. I don't drink whiskey hardly at all, ever. But I'll do a Jameson St. Patrick's Day or in March in honor of my brother's birthday. But yeah, I'm not a big Jameson drinker. That's cool. Yeah, just going to the factory is pretty cool. My friend, my cohort Jammer, went to Ireland a few years back. I can't remember what year that was, but he went to the Guinness, the whatever the name of the brewery is, but he went to the one in Dublin, I believe. Yeah, so, but I know that's owned. Isn't that owned by an English company now? Who owns Guinness? Let's check. Diageo, the British-based multinational alcoholic beverage maker Diageo, owns Guinness. So technically it's not even Irish anymore. Only a name, right? And they still brew it there. They do brew Guinness also in Canada. There's a brewery, so not all Guinness in America comes from over there. It comes from Canada. They used to have one in Jamaica. I'm not sure if they still have one in Jamaica. But yeah, I'm not sure how to tell on the can because there are some that come over from Ireland. Which ones come from Ireland or which ones come from Canada. Yeah, awesome times though. Well, I'll do it for this one. A Spitter Swallow Beer Review. St. Patty's Day Drink and Fight Fest. No fights, all drink. I might be back on for one more. I got like 4 more Irish beers to do, or Irish styles beers. I might do 1 tonight, maybe 3. 3 more later in the week. Who knows? But I'm going to eat first, and I might be back on in about 30, 40 minutes. We'll see you on the next one. Spitter Swallow Beer Review. Thanks for joining in. Oh, we missed that one. Oh, yeah. That's the one Jammer went to. Yeah, that's one Jammer went to. Thanks for joining in. 3 viewers now, too, at the end of the beer. 3 viewers. That's okay. Maybe I'll be back on in 30, 40 minutes. Check it out. Later.